lot of viewers tuned in from my Sonible Smart Limit video, and a lot of you asked if I could compare Sonible's Smart Bundle to Focusrite's Fast Bundle using the same intelligent technology. In this video, I'll let you know why you should choose Smart or Fast for mixing. And let me know if you use Focusrite Fast Bundle or Sonible Smart Bundle in the comments below. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. A quick look at my dashboard shows that only 8% of my audience are subscribers, so it's time for me to remind you to hit that subscribe button. And head over to palebluedot.ca for information on my upcoming mini course on mix separation. Now let's get to it. Something that I think is causing some confusion is that Sonible makes two different intelligent suites of effects. One is their own Smart Bundle, under their own name, and the other is a collaboration with Focusrite's plugin collective called the Fast Bundle. Both plugins promise easy control over the oft-daunting task of getting your instruments to have good balance and separation in a mix. And Focusrite seems to be targeting this more at the beginner or the more casual mixer, with the whole bundle going for $99 or a pay-to-pay plan for the price of €6.66 per month. Whereas the full Sonible line goes for €199 on sale and €299 normally, with individual plugins going for around €79. Let's see which one is right for you. Let's try this out in a busy board mix. And this is a great case study for using AI to help carve some space out for instruments in a crammed spectrum. Let's take a listen here. So we got lots of synths, guitars, the bass is competing with those synths for sure, and I think the guitars as well. Let's start with Fast EQ on the bass channel. Now in order for Fast EQ or Smart EQ to do its intelligent thing, it needs to learn your audio. For best results, choose a matching profile. In this case, it'll be bass, of course. I like the warm setting, but I feel like this fretless bass sample needs some low-mid definition. So let's raise the snarl that it pretty much killed here. Oh, that's nice. There, I like that. Mind you, I wound up adjusting this manually, so that's interesting. And speaking of manually, you can switch to the advanced settings and voila, Fast EQ turns into a standard EQ. Now you get 5 parametric bands and high and low pass filters for when you want to take control of the signal. So now let's see what Smart EQ can do. So again, I'll set this to bass, and we'll hit learn, which is represented by a little green circle instead of the words learn, like Fast EQ. And what do we know? We have a virtually identical EQ setting as the original Fast EQ setting. So the biggest differences here are Smart EQ does not name the frequency regions for you. It just gives you an EQ plot and this big handle up top that controls both the intensity and the range of the EQ processing. Smart EQ can also do negative values with intensity. So this is interesting. Oddly enough, flipping the results here got me the bass sound I kind of wanted. It pushed up the 2 to 500 region I liked. So it's cool to have that option, it gives you a different perspective. Something else that's different from Fast EQ is Smart EQ has unlimited EQ nodes that can shape the spectral curve here. You can double click anywhere in the display to create them, then you can add as many as you like. You can right-click on the node, and you also have pretty much all the main filter types you could ever need. Fast EQ is limited to peak filters only, but each and every one of the nodes on Smart EQ can be set to mid, side, stereo processing, you can solo them, you have every kind of filter you need, so it's a much more complex equalizer. Now Smart EQ's killer feature is cross-channel processing, where up to 6 tracks can be dynamically EQ'd together to make space and less masking in the mix. Fast EQ does not have this, but the Fast Reveal plugin does something similar to this with only 2 tracks. So let's see how that works. So in this song, it's really important to have the bass guitar audible, but it's directly competing with all these giant synth pads with tons of low bass notes in them, especially in the climax of the song. Let's listen. Now, normally I would look at options like automation, subtractive or dynamic EQ, or side chaining to carve room out for the bass. Fast Reveal offers something similar to the latter. You insert Fast Reveal on the track that needs to be carved out, in this case the synth group, and you feed the signal you want to be more prominent into Fast Reveal's sidechain input, in this case the bass. So basically we're going to duck down the synth pads so you can hear the bass more. So I insert Fast Reveal. Now I'm going to sidechain the bass track into the sidechain input of Fast Reveal. And just like before, we'll let Fast Reveal learn the sidechain input signal. We'll set it to bass and hit learn. Instead of this learning the signal that it's inserted on, it's learning the input, it's learning the bass, so it knows exactly what frequencies to duck in the keyboards. Okay, so now we can hear the bass sticking out more. Like quite a lot. That's pretty cool. So now the bass is almost too loud, and you can adjust the intensity of the spectral ducking here. You have different profiles, so you have plenty of control over the effect. I'm actually going to repeat this on the guitar because I think the bass and the guitar are having a lot of conflict right now. Set this to bass, sidechain my input. So this is cool, you can monitor the input sidechain. You can hear exactly what's being ducked in the target. So that's what it's scooping out of the guitars. It's bypass. Wow. I really like that. I could see myself reaching for this if I was getting deep into a mix and wanted to clear a situation like this up. And now let's see Smart EQ's variation on this. Smart EQ works a bit differently. Instead of manually bussing the sidechain, we just load up an instance of Smart EQ on the tracks you want to decrease masking on. In this case, I've bussed the whole mix to group channels, and I've already run and analyzed the channels in Smart EQ. Then I hit Join Group and add the synth pads to the group. Now I'm going to add the bass. Then you have to hit the yellow Learn button again so Smart EQ can apply the smart ducking to the channels. There. I move the bass to the top. I think we can hear it much more clearly now. Let's bypass. Yeah, I can hear the bass fold back into the mix when it's off. I have a feeling this will improve more if I pull in some of the other buses into this group. And this is something that you can't really do with fast reveal. You can only do this individually, one track ducking another. Let's hook all these up. And we'll learn. Okay, so there's the whole song dynamically EQing each other. Now I can turn this bass up to near comical levels. If I want, I can move the vocal up here. Ooh, I really like how it clears up the mid-range. You hear some of those resonant frequencies disappearing? That's cool. I mean, definitely doing a lot here. Yeah, I really like this for a second opinion on a mix. Intelligent compression is probably the effect I'm most skeptical about. I can see trying to conform an instrument to a balanced reference, and I'm definitely getting sold on this dynamic spectral cross-channel ducking, but compression is something that tends to need careful tuning and tailoring to the instrument you're working on. Let's see what these can do. First off, we got fast compressor. I'll just bypass my trusty SSL bus compressor here on the drums. We'll insert fast compressor. I love this big waveform display, very cool. So by now we know the drill. Select drums and hit learn. Okay, so now it's compressing. Okay, so this doesn't sound great. I'd say the release time is way too long. I mean, you can hear the next drum hit coming in while the compressor is still lowering the gain. Let this be a lesson to beginners. This is what long release time sounds like. You can hear the compressor pumping, which may be what you want, but I was looking for more of an energetic and natural sound. Let's see what hard sounds like. Whoa. Okay. So that's near industrial levels of compression. This sounds like literally 0 milliseconds of attack with maybe 30 milliseconds of release. This could be excellent for heavy effects or parallel compression, but this is not what I'm looking for. Let's try the soft setting. That's not bad. We're getting more gentle 1970s style compression here. And I love how it applies auto gain output compensation, although it seems to be on the louder end. Yeah. The good news here is if you don't like the settings, you can switch to detailed and fine-tune them. Now this is where fast compressor gets really interesting. Now you can see the compression ratio. Now you can see the compression ratio and the threshold, and pull either of these down to change the values. And any gain reduction you make is shown by the red waveform superimposed over the original gray waveform. I find this very exciting as a tool for anyone to visualize exactly what compression is doing. Now, if I had had this when I was first starting out, I could have saved some sweat over understanding compression. Plus, you can see the typical gain reduction meters on the right. I think this is great. Let's compare that with what I had manually set with the SSL. What do you know? Sounds about the same. I am nothing if not consistent. So let's quickly try out Smart Comp. Okay, so again, the suggested compression is conservative to a fault. I can hear the hi-hats getting ducked by the transient components. Let's adjust the attack and release again. I find these dials a little fiddly. Raise the threshold. Yeah, that's pretty much the same as fast compressor now, I'll bet. There, that's pretty much the same as fast compressor now, I'll bet. Cool. And we see pretty similar GUI components here. The ratio's on a line up top, and the threshold's below. We've also got a knee here. This adjusts the knee of the compression. The difference here between this and Smart Compressor is that you have a gain reduction waveform up top here as well. A cool feature here is that Smart Comp has the same spectral ducking feature as Fast Reveal. You can learn the input side chain and it ducks the signal with the spectrum of the input signal. So we could do the bass ducking this drums if we want. All in all, I'm not sure if it distinguishes itself enough from Fast Compressor. Let's move on to Smart Reverb. Let's just say I'm skeptical. Let's add some fast verb to these vocals. Here's one of my top pet peeves in a reverb plugin. The wet-dry mix is not set to 100 by default, and I don't think there's a way to do that. But I digress. I'll set it to vocals and let it analyze.
Do a curse, the tap for sending will a curse, the tap for sending me here. Do a curse, the tap for sending will a curse, the tap for sending me here. Do a curse, the tap for sending will a curse, the tap for sending me.
Okay, so it's adding a rather short reverb? Here's the immediate problem I have. Sure, maybe AI can judge a voice on its own and say, this is the best reverb for this vocal. But this plugin doesn't hear the vocal in the context of the mix. I think this is where we're going to have some problems. Of course, on the reverb you can adjust pre-delay here with this unusual interface. And different reverb styles here. Look at that pre-delay is, oh, that's way too long. Again, this is kind of finicky and hard to work with. Okay, natural sounds a little better. Wow, that sounds artificial, all right.
Do a curse, the tap for sending will a curse, the tap for sending me here.
So I guess position is like size or density.
The tap for sending will a curse, the tap for sending me.
So I can't say I'm crazy about the initial suggested settings. Manually adjusting creates a more interesting sound. This display may help some people visualize reverb. and I kinda like that, but I find myself quickly missing typical reverb controls. Of course, in the detailed view you get some deeper controls here. Overall, I'm not crazy about the sound on first blush, but it seems like a competent reverb, but I'm just not sold on these intelligent settings, at least not on this one. Okay, now let's try the big sister, Smart Reverb. Okay, so this interface is even weirder. Looks a little different from the other smart effects too. Once again, I have to set the wet to 100.
Sending me.
Okay, let's analyze the vocal.
Do a curse, the tab for sending will a curse, the tab for sending me.
I'm going to increase that pre-delay. In a mix like this, I want some space for the vocals to breathe. And Smart Reverb just doesn't know that. Now these controls are a little strange here. Okay, so this is wild. You can use this graph on the right to change the decay times in 3 frequency ranges. So if I pull this out, you get longer low-end decay time, or mids, or shorter highs. It's pretty weird. You can also change the character of the reverb. Looks like you have more positions than with fast reverb. Clearly it's a powerful reverb, so why don't I like the sound very much? Maybe it's because these extra bells and whistles feel like a distraction from the simple act of choosing a reverb, something that I think is one of the great discovery processes in mixing, and I never get tired of it. Then again, a plugin this unusual demands time to get used to its unique controls. So what's my conclusion here? This may sound predictable, but I would recommend the Focusrite Fast Bundle as a great place for beginners or more casual mixers to start. I love how the EQ and compressor show what's happening to the audio, and it's a great choice for learning. For more experienced mixers, there isn't a ton in the Fast Bundle that would demand your attention, but the exception is Fast Reveal. This is something I will definitely pick up and use as a professional. It's basically a new alternative to Waves Factory Track Spacer. For $99, this is an excellent starter bundle that can grow as you grow. Again, strongly recommend for casual producers and for the Fast Reveal plugin. As for the proper Sonible Smart Bundle, Smart EQ's cross-channel processing is still the killer feature. I don't find myself needing the intelligent EQ that much, but I love working with the cross-channel groups. Anything that can aid with masking is good in my book. Again, this is a powerful and fun second set of ears, and it's nice to not even have to mess around with sidechaining to use it. Plus you have a comprehensive mastering grade EQ here with all the bells and whistles. So Smart EQ gets my vote for the most essential Smart Bundle plugin. So yeah, I'd say for most people, grab the Fast Bundle. If you're feeling a little bit more intrepid or you want the excellent cross-channel processing, grab Smart EQ 3 and Smart Limit, which is my favorite plugin from them right now. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you want to see how I cleaned up this messy mix, head over to palebluedot.ca and sign up for my mini course. If you're struggling with making room for instruments in your mix and you want some quick solutions, this affordable mini course is for you. Until next time, mix well.